Emeril Lagasse hasn't been a TV mainstay in a few years, but people above a certain age will remember when he was the celebrity chef. He has opened a lot of restaurants in his long career, and obviously some are better than others. Here they are from worst to best. At the Wind Creek Casino and Resort in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, a pair of eateries fall under the Emeril's Restaurants banner, with Burgers & More by Emeril being the more casual of the two. This isn't fast food, and the prices reflect that. Burgers range between $13 and $16. What you're paying for is the high-quality beef with patties made from top-tier USDA prime chuck. You can stick with the classic and all its familiar fixings, but this is Emeril's house.
Kick it up another notch.
Fans seem to favor the black and blue burger, a pepper-crusted patty accompanied by blue cheese, smokehouse sauce, and fried onions. For the and more portion of the menu, you can choose from a selection of pastas and Southern-inspired entrees. Burgers & More recently moved to a larger location, taking over the space formerly occupied by Emeril's Fish House. Yelpers warn that the quality has gone downhill since the expansion. Emeril's New Orleans Fish House is still swimming 26 years after opening at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, a testament to the kitchen's remarkable consistency. Seafood is the main attraction, of course, and there are plenty of standouts, including Emeril's signature barbecue shrimp served with a freshly baked biscuit. Creole seared Hawaiian ahi gets a treatment usually reserved for steaks. Cocktails may be tempting, but wine is your best bet, with Wine Spectator offering high praise for the bottle selection, which boasts more than 1,300 choices. Unfortunately, the restaurant disappoints with dated decor that is more suited for an upscale buffet than a fine dining experience in Sin City. But if it's New Orleans cuisine you seek, this is the best game in town. Emeril's Coastal was Lagasse's first foray into Northwest Florida. It initially took diners on a tour of Italy, but a recent relaunch has shifted the focus to seafood. For entrees, it's best to stay local. Gulf shrimp is paired with smoked cheddar grits, sizzled in a scampi and served simply. There's also the suitable for sharing coastal seafood platter. The squid ink-dyed fettuccine nero is a welcome holdover from the restaurant's Italian past. And check out the day's fresh catch, which you can choose to have grilled, fried, broiled, or seared in a cast-iron pan. To end your meal on a festive note, the Bananas Foster Martini offers a tipsy final exclamation. Florida Panhandle writes, "If you're a fan of the traditional version, just see how delicious it is in a glass." Perhaps the greatest incentive to drop by is an encounter with the man himself. Miramar Beach is currently Lagasse's home turf, and according to Yelp, he's often in the building. Just remember to plan your visit for dinner or Sunday brunch. The second of the Emeril restaurants in Bethlehem's Wind Creek Casino got a facelift in 2018. The Chop House offers typical steakhouse standards with a bit of French flair. You can obviously expect some New Orleans flavor too, including Creole seasoning on the shrimp cocktail and steaks, and andouille intermingling with the oysters, Rockefeller, and escargot. The Morning Call deemed these steaks stellar, particularly the filet mignon. Steak options come with a trio of house-made sauces, but we recommend you use those sparingly and let that USDA prime shine on its own. For sides, the creamed spinach with white truffle herb breadcrumbs should be at the top of your list, though the mac and cheese gives the decadent greens a run for their money, especially with a king crab and lobster upgrade. And if you thought the wine selection at Emeril's New Orleans Fish House was eye-popping, the Chop House cellar houses a stunning 2,500 bottles.
Now, doesn't look like enough liquid, right? That's when the wine comes in.
A 2017 renovation brought new life into this nearly 30-year-old French Quarter charmer. NOLA offers perhaps the most interesting array of offerings of any restaurant in the Emeril Empire. According to the Times-Picayune, the menu is firmly centered on contemporary Creole and Cajun flavors with a strong dose of Southeast Asian. Whether it's local favorite Zapp's potato chips and frozen hot sauce that add crunch and heat to the Gulf tuna crudo, a fragrant pho broth with the smoked beef short rib, or the cane syrup marshmallow topping the sweet potato galette, this is food that's full of flavor and fun. The cocktail selection includes standards and colorful creations like the rose-colored glasses, prepared with gin, prosecco, and a liquor distilled with bergamot. There is also a selection of spirit-free, soft cocktails. The best time to stop by is happy hour, which is daily from 3 to 6 p.m. Sip on the signature cocktail of the day while snacking on crispy Louisiana alligator, New Orleans hot frog legs, and everything spiced boudin buns. Opened in 2016 and named after Lagasse's youngest daughter, Meril is the newest member of the Emeril's Restaurants family. The eclectic spot in New Orleans' Warehouse District proves the celebrity chef is keeping up with the times without missing a step. According to the New York Times, the atmosphere is jovial with a modernist vibe. Sharing is encouraged, so bring friends and swap bites of smoked Gulf fish dip, sweet and spicy Korean fried chicken wings, and a flatbread inspired by the muffaletta, the New Orleans sandwich specialty made with Italian meats. For drinks, Frommer's recommends the Creative Cocktail Program, which includes a new spin on an old-fashioned and the number 40, a tequila-based quencher that falls somewhere between a margarita and a Moscow Mule. Day drinkers should stop by for a boozy Sunday brunch, which is delicious from start to finish, according to Yelp contributor India R.
I'm going to show you a perfect addition to your next brunch.
Don't confuse this glitzy Las Vegas temple of beef with the similarly named New Orleans-situated Emeril's Delmonico. This popular steakhouse at the Venetian Resort bears a much closer resemblance to Emeril's Chop House, only with more Sin City swagger. The dining room is sprawling and stylish, and the steaks are sourced from the fabled Creekstone Farms in Kansas. All the familiar cuts are on the menu, but if you're not watching your wallet, you should splurge on the 20-ounce Chateaubriand. It's a steak for two that's so special it's served tableside. You'll want sides, of course, and the fingerling potatoes offer a fabulous spin on the French fry. The earthy sautéed garlic mushrooms also hit the spot. You can finish with the fiery bananas Foster, another tableside attraction. The Wine Spectator Grand Award-winning wine list is 2,650 bottles deep, but don't sleep on the whiskey. Among the over 700 bottles are plenty of Scotch and bourbon rarities with a price of admission that will require a whole lot of luck at those Vegas slots. While Delmonico Steakhouse may not be at the top of the heap in the crowded Vegas steakhouse market, it's far from a crapshoot. Before all the Food Network fame, there was Emeril's, which opened its doors in New Orleans in 1990. The renovated pharmacy warehouse in the Warehouse District was a hit right out of the gate. The Times-Picayune raved. The thrills never seem to end in this, the most exciting restaurant to appear on the local scene in memory. The instant hotspot even earned the coveted Restaurant of the Year distinction from Esquire. 30 years later, the flagship is still going strong as it continues to offer Lagasse's soulful Southern cooking. Condé Nast Traveler notes, "You don't come to Emeril's for weird and wonderful innovation or avant-garde food preparation. You come for classic flavors delivered with a slight swagger and complete self-confidence." The now legendary barbecue shrimp makes for an excellent start. Or how about a sampling of homemade andouille and boudin sausages? Entrees are an even tougher decision, but you can't go wrong with the stunning sugarcane lacquered duck or a juicy pork chop. And for dessert, the Grand Marnier chocolate soufflé truly rises above. Alternately, you could simply order the tasting menu, sit back, relax, and enjoy the feast. And don't forget about the wine. Emeril's is yet another Lagasse restaurant to earn the Grand Award from Wine Spectator.
Bam!
Delmonico is a New Orleans icon steeped in the city's vibrant history. The beloved landmark opened its doors in 1895, and a little over a century later, Lagasse took the reins, undertaking a multi-million-dollar renovation. Guyot called the results a fantasy of glitz and plush as befits his showman's legacy. Just like the ambiance, the food bridge is old and new, New Orleans City Business wrote. If you are intrigued by the hip cooking style and ingredients of Chef Emeril Lagasse, but your taste runs more to traditional Creole, Delmonico is the place for you. Thrilling throwbacks such as turtle soup au chéri and chicken bonne femme share the stage with inventive creations that include foie gras-studded steak tartare and coriander-crusted yellowfin tuna. Cocktails are essential, and the Sazerac should be at the top of your list. Likewise, an elevated hurricane punch puts those wretched bourbon street concoctions to shame. Your meal is bound to end on a high note with a tableside flambéed bananas Foster, that old-school stalwart baked Alaska with an orange creamsicle twist, or a creme brulee inspired by the flaming New Orleans cocktail Café Brûlot. Whatever path you choose, you're bound to embark on an unforgettable dining experience. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about celebrity chefs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.